Welcome everyone, my name is Tony and I'm an electrical contractor out here in Southern California. So today I'm at one of my stops. I'm going to be replacing this sub panel right here. The bus bars behind this cover are arcing out. I will show you how to replace this panel in a safe manner. So we got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Okay, so I was just notified that the power was shut off. But it's very important to carry one of these. This is a multimeter, and I'm going to test across my two hot legs, hot to hot, pretty dead there. Now I'm going to go hot to neutral, and that looks good, and then ground or hot to ground. Okay, so I'll begin by disconnecting every single conductor from this sub panel. Now I want to separate every wire from each Romex cable in this box. So there you go. As you can see, I got everything nicely separated and taped off. Just makes it a lot easier to remove this box and also installing the new one. So the next thing I'll need to do is just remove these two nuts. It's a bracket going across the back of this box. Get those out of the way and we'll proceed. I need to break these Romex connectors off the knockouts of this box. I'm putting new connectors anyways. I'll be putting in steel ones. So I'll get these all broken off and we'll continue. Next, I need to pull out these two nails right here. Now I'm taking my cutters behind the head of the nail. I'm going to grip and pry. I'll do that to all of them till they all break free. All right, the box is completely unanchored and ready to be pulled out. Okay, so this is my new Siemens 1224 box I'll be putting in. So now I'm taking my new box, I'm aligning it to the side closest to the stud on the old box and tracing out how much drywall I need to cut out. What the hell is this? There's something here. Alright, let's see what's behind this drywall that's in the way. Okay, so I got a diagonal brace here. I need to cut it out. I need to make a cut right about here and along the bottom, and that's it. Okay, so now I just need to get these wires out carefully. Now I'm just going to remove this lock nut from this flex conduit. Get this out of the way. Put that right there. So now I'm just going to slide these wires out carefully. Don't want to damage them. And now I could just pull the can right out. No problem. And there it is. Cutting my Romex connectors. Want to get them out of the way. Like I mentioned before, new ones are going in. So let's just cut them out and see you next clip. Next step is to cut this brace right here, and I'll be using a sawzall to do that. So now that that right end is cut off, all I have to do is just pry this back and forth just a little bit, and there it is. I need to get these Romex straps out of here. Let me grab my flashlight. There we go. Those guys right there, they're coming out. Now I'm removing my main feed knockout on this can. I also got to knock out the different holes for my Romex cables. Let me get that set up and I'll see you in a bit. Now I'll set up my cables with these 2-screw Romex connectors. I need to remove these tabs here on the box to mount my can. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I need to cut down this conduit right here so I can fit my new panel into this opening. I need to remove this flex connector. Let me get that out of here. It's a little tight. There it goes. Right out. This flex is made out of aluminum, so I could take my cutters and just, push my wires off to the back and cut straight down all the way so I could get flush to the box, the bottom of the box. There we go. And then just twist off the piece of cut flex. Now I want to take my cutters and cut around, kind of taper around back to where I made my vertical cut. Clean it out nice and neat. And put my connector back into my flex. Get it in there nice and tight. There we go. I'm landing my Romex cables now into this new box. Going one by one, maneuvering the wires around, get it to fit in there. Carefully, don't want to snag the wires. Let's see if we could get them in. Alright, so I got this panel somewhat put back in place. I have to make a little adjustments under the can, so where my conduits are and my Romex right there will allow me to pop this panel back in place. Okay, so I got all my lock nuts back in. I'm just giving them a quick little once over with my screwdriver. Get them nice and tight. And I'll go around this whole can and do all of them. And we'll continue. Now I need to make sure that my can is nice and flush against the drywall. As you can see, I'm using a level. I'll put it across like that on every corner. And we'll get to fastening this panel in. There it is. Now I'm removing all the tape off of my cables so I can separate the wiring. Since my feeder conduit is landed into a concentric knockout, I need to install this grounding bushing in order to comply with code. So I have one piece of my grounding bushing installed over the flex connector. I'm tightening up the lock nut on the flex connector. And now I'm hitting the actual grounding bushing itself to ensure a good bond. Now I'm installing the grounding terminal onto the bushing. I will strip a little piece of insulation off my ground cable, attach it to the terminal, and then land it to my grounding bar. So in order to protect my feeder conductors from corrosion in the future, I'm just going to take a little bit of electrical grease and dab the tip of each conductor before landing it to my main lugs and neutral terminals. Now I'll take all my grounding conductors and land them right here. I'll take my neutral wires and land them between these two neutral bars right here. I'll make up my panel and we'll see how this thing came out. So there it is. I got my box all made up. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna call the building engineer to turn on power, and I'll see you next clip. Alright, so I just got notified the power's been turned back on. So let me take my meter and test my two lines across the top here. Getting 203, which is a little bit low for this particular system. Should be at like 208. And now I'm going to check my lines going down. Alright, all good on that side. Let's check the other side. Looking for 115 volts approximately to each breaker terminal. And we're good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions regarding this installation, feel free to leave me a message in the comments section. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time and have a nice day.